you're new to this channel, let me introduce myself. My name is Logan. This is Timeless Personal Growth and Development. And today we're going to be talking about 3 different parenting strategies that hinder a child's confidence. But I'm going to do something a little different today. I'm not going to send this message to professionals or parents. I'm going to be sending this more to folks out there in the world who grew up with these parenting styles or these approaches and have struggled with their confidence or anxiety because of these approaches, and how you can overcome that. Because I hope you tuned into this channel because you want to self-improve, you want to level up, you want to get stronger, you want to get better, you want to live a better quality life, because this is what this channel is all about. So, number 1, permissive. A child-driven rarely gives or reinforces rules, overindulges child to avoid conflict. Basically, a parent that tries to be more of a friend than an actual parent. And the problem with this is children need a leader. They need an alpha, a female alpha and a male alpha. And they need someone to look up to. And as a professional parent, it's not your job to be their friend, it's your job to lead. And if you grew up with a parent that was more of your friend, and trying to more focus on what you want, the problem with that is there's no structure and there's no boundaries. And children need that. And they need that for security. And if you're someone that grew up a lot without any boundaries or structure in your life because of this parenting style, it can cause a lot of anxiety. It can cause a huge lack of confidence because of that. And children will never admit to this, and they don't know it because they're too young. But they want boundaries. They want structure. They want you to set rules on them. They may not like it at first. Some of them may be okay with it. Some of them may comply, may be fine with it. Some of them may put up a little bit of a fight and rebel. But all children want structure and they want boundaries. And they need it. And the issue with the permissive style is it lacks structure, it lacks security around a child's life, essentially, and which causes anxiety as you grow older. Number 2 is neglectful and uninvolved or absent, provide little nurturance or guidance, indifferent to child's social, emotional, and behavioral needs. Basically, one of those parents who makes a lot of money, makes a lot of cash, pulls in a big salary every year, lives in a nice big house, but they're not there to raise their children. They pay a nanny basically to raise their children because they're too busy working 70 hours a week. And they're not there to actually raise their children. They're neglectful. Well, I'll just send my child money. Okay, cool. Yeah, you're providing financially, that's fine, but when it comes to their emotional development, you need a little more than that. And if you're someone that grew up with this neglectfulness, there's a little part of you that probably feels unloved and unwanted by the parents. And not necessarily their fault, is that they made choices. And sometimes, and a lot of the times with neglectful parents, I'm not saying all of them, I'm saying this could happen, but having a child or having the title of mother or father or mom and dad in front of your name could be, honestly, for a lot of people, it's a status symbol for them. And it's not because they're actually interested in actually raising a child, it's because they like the title mom and dad in front of them. You have a child, but they're not really interested in actually putting in the work, the daily grind of actually raising that child. And that's what happens in these cases when these parents who have these very powerful, very high-paying jobs, very demanding jobs that keeps them out of the house 70, 80 hours a week, and well, no one's there to take care of the kids. Well, we make enough money, let's just hire a nanny, right, to raise them. And they end up getting neglected by their actual parents. They have a lot of great toys. They live in a nice big house. They get to go on vacation 3 times a year to great expensive places like Hawaii, but maybe they only get to see their parents on vacation. So there's a lack of security, a lack of support, a lack of love there because they feel neglected, they feel unwanted. And if you're someone that grew up with that, make sure you find someone in your life, whether it's a coach, whether it's maybe extended family or teacher or someone that's a little more interested in your development, and attach yourself to that person. It takes a little more interest in your life and helping to develop you as a person, and hopefully it's someone, a good role model, and someone that you can look up to, hopefully. Third and the last one we're going to be talking about today is the authoritarian style of parenting. I lived through this one through the age of about 6 or 7 to about 18, 19. It's parent driven, set strict rules and punishment, one-way communication, with little consideration over a child's social emotional behavior and needs. So I grew up with this one, like I said, from about 7 to 18, 19 years old, and there's no warmth, there's no love there. It's just rules, and it's just discipline, and it's just, there's no emotional connection, basically. And I've said this before in my videos, is when I work with the kids that I work with, is yes, discipline, of course, and setting boundaries is an enormous part for that. You have to do that. As a parent or as a professional, you have to do that. But there's always going to be moments where you don't have to set those boundaries. You don't have to be putting in discipline on that child. You don't have to do that all the time. It's not going to be 24/7 all the time. And those little moments where you don't need to set boundaries or enforce discipline, those are opportunities to connect emotionally. And that is the problem with the authoritarian style of parenting. It's only one-sided. It sets the boundaries, sets the discipline, but when that's out of the way and you don't have to do that, you're not taking advantage of that open window to connect emotionally, and that's through play, doing activities together, having a good time together, getting that child, whether it's someone you work with or it's your own child that you're raising, so they can associate you with positive emotions. And that's the other part of the parenting. The authoritarian style is good to an extent, but it's only 50%. You're missing that other 50%, which is the play, which is emotionally connecting. You need that part too. If you can throw into both authoritarian style and the authoritative style as well, then you're good on both sides. Authoritative style is more open communication and having natural consequences, and sets clear rules and expectations for your child, and being a little more warmth. Yes, there are certain situations when it comes to an authoritarian style when you need to set hard boundaries and be firm and be strict. And in some cases, you gotta be maybe a little bit of a army instructor at times. But if you're gonna be like that all the goddamn time, that's exhausting. And your child is going to disconnect from that. And if you're someone who's grown up with that authoritarian style, I did through my teen years, and yes, I've experienced it, and I know you can't connect with them. There's no emotional connection with that person that's supposed to be your parent. There's no connection, because it's all rules, it's all boundaries, it's all giving you orders. There's nothing fun. There's nothing to emotionally connect to. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And if you're someone that grew up with this, you need to be able to eventually, as you get older, disconnect from that person. Disconnect. Because you don't need to be blood to be family. You can find other people in your life that may not be connected to you biologically, blood-wise, but who offer more of a value to your life and bring more to the table and bring more positivity to your life and less toxicity, because an authoritarian style of parenting can be very, 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 very toxic, extremely toxic. It can be draining, and it can crush your self-esteem as you get older. And on that note, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, you can like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram. Logan Ryder, Timeless Personal Growth and Development. And I'll see you all in the next video. Have a good day.